welcome to Your Space with your host Hannah Arinite. Now, Your Space is a place that allows you, the youth, to express your thoughts and express your views. And with me once again is a great team, and I will allow them to introduce themselves. And I'll start with the beautiful lady here on my left-hand side.
Hi everyone, hi Anna. My name is Monica Sharo. Always a pleasure to be on set.
How are you feeling today, Monica?
Great!
And how are you feeling about our topic today?
Lovely. It's an amazing one. I can't wait to dive in.
Me too. The gentleman to my right.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Hi, viewers. I'm very excited for what we're going to tackle today. It is beautiful and it dive deep into my heart, and it's very personal. Yeah.
How are you viewers out there? I'm Patricia Chano Kiria, and I'm very happy to be part of this show today. And I'm also excited about the choice of topic for discussion. Thank you.
Now you're asking yourself, Hannah, what is this topic discussion we're having this Sunday? Today we are discussing creativity and innovativeness, something that is quite different compared to the things we've been discussing so far on Your Space. But maybe I'll start by asking Dr. Patricia. Dr. Patricia, when you were still in high school or when you were in university, did you ever have a side hustle on the side? Did you ever have a side hustle? Something you're doing outside of school and normal day life?
I think I started having that hustle right from the time I was a baby and growing up, because I would always think about what else can I do. Don't go there, I'm going there to try out. Why are they saying I should not go there? So you keep thinking, what is it that I can try that is new? What can I do that is different? So growing up, I always had a side hustle. When I was in primary school, I would ensure that holiday time I'm helping my parents to collect firewood in the village, to go to the well and bring water, to do housework, to cook. At the same time, revise my books and do homework. And so life has always been about a hustle. And while at the university, when I joined first year, I became a member of FIDA Uganda, and I started volunteering in FIDA Uganda. At the same time, I have been doing ministry, singing with the Anglican Youth Fellowship Choir. So I would get time off the weekend to go and prepare, rehearse, practice, and then go off to mission over the weekends. So my life has always been like on a roller coaster, because if you're not creative, you can't add value to what is going on around. And you have to strive to be different. To be different, you always have to come up, think about creative ideas. How can I be better than everybody in a class of 100? How can I come out different from the other children in a family? How can I be different? So that is a propelling force. You tell yourself, Patricia, I can be different. I can do better. Right from childhood. That is why when you tell a baby, live this, the baby will say, but why? Let me go and see. Why are we living this? Why? What if I did this? What would happen? So life is about adventure.
Joel, what side hustle do you have at campus, or do you even have anything extra from being outside of school?
I think right from my times in high school, I had this love for music and arts, and especially when it comes to playing instruments. So I think it was around 2014, if my memory serves me right. I got in touch with the piano. Like we were at church, then they left the piano there. Then I felt this attachment to this instrument, and oh my God, I fell in love. So ever since then, I started going on the journey of understanding this instrument, and of course now I've added on others: bass guitar, drums, and okay, I'm not saying that I'm ever out there looking for gigs or something, but when the opportunity serves me, I'm always out there to take it. I think my love for instruments and also singing.
You sing?
Yes, I do sing, dear.
Okay.
I
know that sings. I know you sing. I can try. Monica, can you sing?
I'll try.
You can be this is your space.
So I think that's what really got me engaging. Music is really something that I do to get myself like in places where, when, for example, when I'm feeling like low, I can just pick my piano and I start playing, and it feels like life is coming back on course.
board.
Yeah.
Okay, Monica, do you have something you're doing outside of school?
Yeah. yeah, I do, but it has nothing to do with talent. Mine usually, I don't even think anyways, I was about to make a very controversial statement. Most of the things I'm doing outside school and outside books are usually things that I've taught myself. I really hit me harder during COVID that I needed a side hustle, not for financial, maybe, okay, the finances come in and it helps, but that wasn't really my drive. My drive was mainly just sitting there and doing nothing else. I felt like just sitting and having one thing you're sticking to is so hard. So I started doing things with my hands. I can do hair, I can do very many other things. And yeah, but basically most of the things, I think my best asset is really the brain. I write songs,
I agree.
I write
100%.
at least pretend I have talent. Yes, so I'm usually doing research for people. I'm writing plays, I'm writing poems, I write a few songs as well. So it's really, for me mainly, it's mental. I'm using my brain and my hands mainly. The hands bit, it's usually doing hair is something I've started to learn, and it's fun for me. Yes, so those are the side things I do. Side hustle outside school. It has sustained me. I bug my parents less now.
Yeah.
About money.
Now that you have
Yes, and they're not worried by the guys. They never call me to ask why I'm not asking. But anyways, yeah, so no, that side thing.
I think we'll be getting more into that, the other side of finances and being able to rely on yourself. But I think the very first question that you, who is watching, has is, Hannah, why are we even talking about creativity and innovativeness? I mean, this is something that comes naturally to me. Is it something that we should be talking about? And I think I'd like to ask Dr. Patricia, I know you are part of the team that created the national values. And I'm curious to find out, why was creativity and innovativeness something that was added onto those values?
Thank you very much, Hannah. We thought about creativity and innovativeness because when you look at the national objective and directive principles of state policy, number 19, talks about the responsibility, the duties of the citizen. And one of those is coming up with new ideas to contribute to the national development. And another is fighting corruption and others. But creativity per se, we thought about it because it is the ability for the individual to come out with new ideas, creative ideas, to add value to what is already existing. And innovativeness is about implementing those ideas, coming up with solutions to the problems we have. And they wanted young people to come up with ideas and create things, invent.
Yeah.
Yes, in the academic field, when you're doing research, your own creative ideas. Because personally, I've been a lecturer, I've been teaching students. When it comes to writing dissertations, there are people who are copying and pasting. Then you find that you've read something on and on and on, and you're like, hey, this is not original. But we encourage students to apply their mind and reason to what it is they are doing, to add value to the already existing knowledge, so that at least something new comes out. In the work environment today, we are talking about coming up with innovative ways, new innovative ways of doing things. We are moving into the IT, digital. So we can't remain on PO box forever. That is why when they say drop a pin, I'm like, pin, PO box. I keep going back and forth. Yes, but that was the spirit behind the national values, so that we have a generation of young people who are creative, who apply their mind and reason to the things they do, who add value to the existing knowledge and come up with their inventions, come up with original ideas, originality. Yes.
And I think this is a very timely discussion we are having, especially with the rise of AI, artificial intelligence, and ChatGPT, where we no longer have to think for ourselves. We just have to type into this system and be like, write for me an essay about the rain and it will do all these things for you.
Right, yeah.
And I'm very curious to find out from you, Monica. Now, I know each of us as young people have been in a situation where we do not feel the need to step out of our comfort zone and try out something new and think of something new outside the box. Did you ever have that time in your life where you didn't feel it necessary for you to be creative? And if yes, how did you come out of it? What was your wake up point? And I was like, I need to change. I need to be someone different.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's a deep question.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of, my mind is everywhere. I don't know where to even begin from. I think the reason why most people are in their comfort zone, let me start with, have I ever been there?
Never been?
No, not really, because
Have you ever been in that comfort zone?
I've been there.
You've been there?
Yes,
We'll come to you. We'll come to you.
because I've always surrounded myself with pressure. Like someone who's always doing something, someone being active, someone out there. I don't know, my circle of friends are very really people who are very comfortable with status quo, or trying to live according to what the world dictates as the normal. So I always have someone around me doing something extra, and then I feel like, okay, yeah, if they're doing something extra, why am I? I have a friend. She's in my age bracket, actually my age mate. She's my age mate, same class, same everything. She has constructed a house for her mother and she has bought land as a birthday gift for her of the previous year. So you see what? She's 22. So you see that kind of pressure. I mean, and then another friend is busy chasing, there is a scholarship she wants to get for forensics, some part of law that she really wants to get involved in, and she's really moving out. Her parents are not involved. This is her initiative. She's doing it all herself. So when I look at such, it's impossible to be complacent. So I've always had pressure around me, like from a very young age. It's either my brothers, my parents, my friends, or even people on TV, but being comfortable with status quo has never really been me.
No, I don't think this question was meant for you. But now you put us on pressure. So, tell me, what is your personal experience?
Personally, I'm on pressure.
Yes.
So I think I really had a challenge with middle and last born child syndrome. I don't know whether you've heard of something like that.
What is that? What is that?
When you've had like brothers and sisters ahead of you, and these people are really making everything like possible for you, making sure that you're comfortable. Oh, daddy, we went through this. Joe shouldn't go through this. You get. Oh, mommy, this was a challenge at campus. Let's make it easy for him.
Joel.
I think that really kept me like a bit, especially in secondary school, especially when you're with your brother in the same school. You may really not think about, oh, sometime is gonna come and I don't have so and so person around me to protect me, to help me with this, help me out with this, or give me space to think as a human being, as a person, as an independent person. I think that really kept me in there. But time came and I got on campus.
Yes.
Oh my God. Now, yes, I had all these skills, these talents, as I told you, but I wasn't really putting them to use. I was really saying, who cares that you know how to do this? Who cares that you can do this? Until I really got into this position where you would call Muse and he says, but I think, until 20 plus, you should be thinking some way. Then I say, oh my God. This is a different situation. Yeah, so I think that really got me out there to start thinking, to put my skills to work. Yeah.
Nice.
Now, I know so many of us that are seated here are a bit complacent to start up and wake up with all the creativity within us. Let's take a break. When we get back, we'll be having Dr. Patricia just give us a clue on the ways we need to actually wake up and think now. Welcome back from that short break. You're still here on Your Space with your host, Hannah Arinitu. Now, I had a question for Dr. Patricia before we left about complacency. Now, I know so many of us are very complacent to wake up. And I think we need someone like you, Doctor, to wake us up and give us light into what it means to be in real life and not have that sense of creativity and innovativeness. How is it like for someone to be in the world when you're just there? Wow.
Thank you very much, Hannah. You know, from day one when you're born as a child, I think the most important thing is that you're dedicated to God, because it is God who gives you destiny. But as you grow up and begin thinking and you come up with these thoughts, because I said creativity is that thought, innovativeness is when you apply, begin to implement that thought and begin to do what you thought about. Now, what makes people complacent today? People are fearful. They don't want to venture into new areas. They don't want to come up with their own ideas, or even if they come up with ideas, they do not want to be creative. But my message probably for the young people out there is to be curious, be teachable, be willing to learn and implement whatever it is you have learned from out there, because it's very, very important for you not to go away with those useful ideas without having them implemented. Yes, a creative person is always curious to learn. A creative person, when they watch TV, they extract ideas. They don't just enjoy the soap, or they don't just enjoy the program, but they extract ideas, like our program going on here. A curious person should be able to listen and say, what is Dr. Patricia talking about? That is curiosity. And when you listen, you say, can I try to be like her? That's why most of my time I do mentorship as well for students. Those who want to be like me, tell them, for me, my life goes on like this. Because I want to be different, I do my things also differently. I learn, I go the extra mile, and you know, when you go the extra mile, you end up coming out with uniqueness. You add value. A curious person is also someone who is who has creativity, is also playful, by the way. Playful and is able to take risks. You know, when you fear risks, you cannot go into certain games like rugby, like soccer or basketball. They will push you and you will fall on the concrete. But someone who is playful, who is open-minded, the mind is open to new ideas, things out of the box, you're capable of taking risks. Yes, when you take risks, because like in business, you can take risks and you either make some losses, but even if you make losses, you learn from the losses. So a person who is creative is able to learn from their mistakes and be better people. A creative person goes the extra mile and is independent and also explores issues independently. So I encourage young people out there, let us be teachable, let us read, go the extra mile. There's a lot of knowledge. When you read, you can even add value to what you have read and come up with new creative ideas.
Dr. Patricia, what happens if I am not creative and I've joined the workspace, I've joined life? What happens? Because I think somebody out there doesn't understand what it means for you to just
when you are not creative, this world, this so-called life will put you in your place. Because like now today life has become so competitive, where you are a class of 300 people graduating on the same day. What is it that will make you, Hannah, stand out unique and different and competitive in the world? It is that creativeness. You have to think out of the box and ask yourself, what can make me different? And that is the driving force. For me, I was an average student. I asked myself that question. I said, what can make me, Patricia, different? I came out and I said, let me do these things. Let me rise up a little earlier than others and read more. Let me go the extra mile. When I started working, when they give me an assignment, I add value to it by going the extra mile. Yes, when you go the extra mile, you launch deeper. Your supervisor will say, hey, this person is intelligent. This person is coming up with new ideas. Yes. So when you go the extra mile, you always get rewarded for it. Yes.
And now I want us to go back to your friend. Because now here I am, a very passionate young person.
Yes, please.
And in the depths of my heart, I want to try out all these great ideas in my mind. But there's this person who is also as old as I am, that is putting me on pressure. How do I deal with that? How do I deal with that?
Well, it's like,
How do you deal with it?
it's not a past tense, it is how you're dealing with it.
Dealing with it.
Yeah, okay, allow me to get a little personal. See, for me, there is a thing I move with. There is this thing of, okay, somewhere in the Bible it says that most of my life thinking I don't have any talent. Yeah, until an opportunity, because I couldn't dance, I can barely sing. You guys,
Conception.
no.
But also this misconception.
Sing but dance.
This misconception of when they ask what's the talent, singing, dancing. But you guys, there are very many talents outside of that. Yeah, you can be a good reader.
Wow. Okay.
Curator. You can be
A writer. I got to know how much I can do with my brain in Form 5. And then I started now capitalizing on writing, on composing, on creativity. My creativity is really in the mind. I can turn anything into something hilarious and educative, and it's an amazing thing.
and I can stand for that.
That is where now it started moving. So,
Is to kill that pressure.
yeah,
You are using that pressure to your advantage.
exactly.
Sakwa, you have pressure to you.
Yeah.
How did you fight not succumbing to that pressure?
I feel like that fear, I overcame that fear through another fear, like the fear of being ordinary. So,
Fear caused the
Yeah.
fear.
Being ordinary.
yes, like there is a life that is vague, that you know that you're not where you're supposed to be, and yet where you are, you're still not moving. So,
For me.
yeah, this is really at heart. Like, okay, I really fear being ordinary, being like everybody else. Like, if they get into our class, for example, and they ask, who is this person, who is Sakwa? I want to have a distinct voice, a distinct mark, and I believe that every person that has been creative has found that place where they found a distinct mark. What distinguishes me from other
others.
people? Like for us, I'm born in a family of 7. Yes, and we are 5 boys, 2 girls. So it's like the girls are the flowers at home. So I'm really challenged, including my sister. She can do things, knitting, making bags. She's really very creative, including hair. So I could be at home and I say, this girl is younger than me. Yes, and she's moving. And I feel like that pressure, the fear of being ordinary pushed me to go into certain places that I wouldn't have gone if I hadn't felt that way.
Yes. So it's necessary. That pressure is necessary.
Yeah, it is very, very, very necessary. Yes.
Hannah, that's why I said that creativity actually increases problem solving. You think about it in your mind and say, well, I can come up with ideas that will bring solutions to this situation. If I want to be different, if everybody is doing some things the same way and you want to be different, you come out unique. You come out a unique product. And just because you're thinking out of the box. So if you want to be different, you have to act and do things differently. Yes.
Now I want us to get into the real current situation. Now there's a number of Ugandan creators, young Ugandan creators, and I want you guys to mention just a few of them. And I want you guys to share with me that one trait that they have that really stands out for you. I think the time when I understood that Ugandans are quite creative, I was listening to a Ugandan podcast called the Ugandan Talk Show, the Ugandan Boy Talk Show.
I've seen it. Yeah.
And this guy Basha is always hosting a number of creative young people, and there's that one character trait that they have that is quite special. I think I'll start with Joy. Who is that one young Ugandan that really strikes you as creative?
Since I'm like in this place of music, anyway, I don't want to be so biased, but I want to pick like this person that really stands out for me. I love Levixon. All right, so
Okay.
I love his content. I love his work ethic. And most importantly, I think I would go for his support for young talent, looking out for these young people that could have the same passion like him and finding them in their place and supporting them. I think that idea of having us, let us do it together, makes him stand out for me. Yes, there are very many other artists out there I won't select, but I think I really love what he does.
The fact that he's creative, but also wants to support other creative persons.
That's true. That's true.
And so, Patricia, which young Ugandan really strikes you as, yes, that's creative?
Well, I'll start from, there are many others who strike me, but I'll start from the recent, the ghetto children. The ghetto kids made my day. When I saw our own Ugandans out there on America Has Got Talent, and I saw that talent, it blew me up.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And then there are some two Ugandans again. Is it Joshua and somebody? The sister and brother, Jeremiah.
Oh.
Did this praise song.
Ezekiel, yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, if this can come out from my own country, then how many other talents are we seated on? One time, Miles Munro, the late, visited Uganda and talked about talent. He said, you know, the richest place on earth is a graveyard.
Very true.
Because many die with their talents. We don't get to use our brain beyond, is it 16 or something percentage? And yet if you explore deeper, and I began to think, I said, when you visit somebody's house and see the bookshelf and you're like, I've not read this book, but this person has read all this, there is this book, there is this. If we read all that, how rich shall we be when we get to implement those ideas we get from those books? Recently I've been reading a book by Maxwell, John Maxwell, about learning from the giants. And he picks these giants from the Bible and unpacks and summarizes whatever it is that is to learn, for instance, from Jonah, from Joshua.
David.
Yes, and it is so thrilling. If we pick that and apply to ourselves, then we will come out very unique individuals. Yes.
All right, so maybe before we get to close this great show, one thing that you would like to share with somebody who's watching, how can they enhance their creativity? Keep it short and simple.
Find out who is in that field and is doing what you're doing and try to learn from them. Borrow from those who have gone ahead of you.
One thing that you can share with someone that's watching, how can they enhance their creativity?
Maybe to that person that is scared to venture out, I think it is more disastrous to die without implementing anything than trying out and failing.
Yes. Dr. Patricia, just keep it short and simple. How can that person that is watching enhance their creativity and innovativeness?
Do not be afraid of failure, because the road to success is paved by so many failures. Pick up your broken pieces and move on and think about new ideas, implement those ideas. The sky will be the limit.
Well, this has been quite an interesting discussion, and from me, your host on Your Space, I'll leave you with just one word: legacy. What legacy do you want to leave in Uganda? And if you think of that legacy, then start on it, work on it, and make a difference in the country. Other than that, see you next time.